getting in bed with the Iranians, that because us not really doing anything and waiting days to figure out what we might do, that the Iranians come in, and they're even, I'm hearing rumors that some people say, well, that might be good in our interest. That would be a Faustian bargain, my friend. The Iranians are our enemies, and wherever we have anything to do with them, it would be a horrific mistake. Well, if I predicted that this would happen when they decided not to have a residual force, and anybody tells you they couldn't isn't telling the truth. I was in Baghdad at the time with Lindsey Graham and Joe Lieberman, and we could have done it if they had wanted to, and that's why I predicted these events would take place.
Let me interrupt for a moment, because the Secretary of State, John Kerry's spokeswoman, Marie Harf, she says you're dead wrong on this issue. I'll play to you what she said at the State Department today.
Sure.
And how would a few thousand Americans saying, don't do that, to stop this? I would press Senator Macain to say specifically how it would have prevented what we saw from happening and what he thinks we should do next. And I also heard Senator Macain say he's not supportive of military options at this time. Okay, you're so concerned you think this is an existential threat to the United States. What would you do? You don't get to just attack us and call on all of us to resign. You have to come up with your own ideas.
All right, Senator, you heard what she said.
Well, first of all, I'm not in the business of responding to that kind of trivia, but first of all, we left troops behind in Korea, in Germany, in Japan, even in Bosnia. They are a stabilizing force. That's what the influence would have been. Maliki got progressively worse after we left. We had no influence over him. And there are things that we could have provided, such as intel and many others. It's the same reason why we remain behind in all those countries.
So what should the U.S., what should the president do now?
We should be doing airstrikes now. We should be, look, the crisis of Maliki's leadership is a political problem. The imminent crisis is the military movement of ISIS that can even threaten Baghdad. And by the way, you can take out targets in the middle of the desert. It's not that difficult.
But a lot of these terrorists
will tell you that it would.
But they say, I've spoken to Pentagon officials, they say it's not that simple, because these ISIS terrorists who are moving in, they're so intertwined with civilians, with families in populated areas. They could send airstrikes in, but they don't know where to go.
Well, first of all, we could have some people on the ground, select few, identifying them. But second of all, they have to go over open spaces in order to move from one place to another. But the Pentagon will always, under this leadership, will always find reasons why you can't do anything. That's what's been so horrifying.